My name is George Apsion, and I am the owner and managing director of Core. Core is a studio based out in West London. We've been here for about 15 years now. Some of the artists who've been here include Razorlight, Richard Ashcroft, Scott Walker, Florence and the Machine, Catfish and the Bottlemen, and Plan B. Core was conceived of as a kind of mid-priced recording studio, but with obviously all the benefits that make booking a recording studio worthwhile. Obviously, in today's age, a lot can be done at home, and so really it's important for us to be able to offer people recordings that will really stand out from what they could achieve at home. So we've invested very heavily in our microphones, in our outboard gear, and in our console, the sum of which makes this place a really worthwhile recording spot. I first heard about Burl through an online forum. A couple of producers whose work I really like were using them, and they were talking about how good they were, so that kind of caught my interest. So KMR lent me this B2 Bomber behind us, and that was just fabulous, and that became our 2-track mix-down converter straight away, and it was just great, sounded really good. I love the way that you can adjust the headroom on it, so you can run your mix bus a bit hotter and then it doesn't clip your record channel. So that obviously then got us thinking about, well, how about Burl for everything? So the first thing I noticed when we swapped over the converters to the Burl was in the top end. When we started tracking through it, there just seemed to be a cohesion in the top end that wasn't there before. We would get there eventually with the previous converter, because you would dial it in with EQ and you would pull things out and you would have to kind of move things around just to get it to be more comfortable at the top. And I found that we were having to do that less with the Burls. Everything just seemed to kind of glue together up there a lot quicker, and in a much more kind of pleasing way. The other thing that I've noticed has come about through doing work at home. I have a rig at home with some standard converters on it, which were the ones we were using before the Burls. And whenever I do mix prep work, I'll set up a kind of unity gain mix at home and then bring it back and run it through the monitor section of this desk, which is the kind of minimal electronics section of the desk. So the footprint of the desk is not really in play. And so really the difference that I'll hear is the difference between the two converters. And the Burl just seems to have much, much more low-end extension. It just seems to go deeper, there's more detail in the bottom end, and there's no tubbiness like there is with the other converter. It's just a lot kind of tighter and deeper sounding. So in those two respects, there's a really obvious difference that we've noticed in the switch, and I think our clients are noticing it as well. Obviously, Burl already has a reputation as being a kind of specialist high-end converter, so I think when people come to the studio and they see that we've got Burl converters, that's a really enticing thing for them.